Welcome back, everybody. As part of the trip, we're driving through Utah. We've been through Utah on several different trips, so we didn't really do much sightseeing here, but we did take some different highways. We took Highway 30 past Bear Lake and Highway 89 into Logan, Utah. Logan's where we found the most recent quilt store to go to. The scenery of northern Idaho is just gorgeous, and still being early in the year, there was still a lot of snow on the ground. We really enjoyed this part of the drive. Some of the roads were a bit windy and steep, but for the most part, they were really easy. The truck had no problems, and just the scenic views of the canyons and the trees and the snow was just gorgeous. When we left Fort Bridger in Wyoming, we were planning on cutting across Nevada and seeing my sister, but looking at the weather reports, it was showing extremely high winds and sandstorms, so we opted to go to Idaho instead. I think that was the better choice. Then after a short jaunt through Utah, it was on to Idaho. We drove past Craters of the Moon, and like a lot of our trip this early in the year, the loop road was closed for snow removal, so the campground was closed. So we just drove by on the main road past it and stopped at a couple scenic byways, but it was still fun. Then it was on to Blackfoot, Idaho. This was a quirky stop and we loved it. The Idaho Potato Museum sits in an old train depot. The train depot was built in 1913. As you go inside the main entrance, there's a gift store where you pay for your tickets to go through the museum. Then you go through the doors into the museum itself. And it was amazing how much information they had on the simple potato. The museum itself had a lot of history about the potato, where it originated from, how it went from Central America area over to Europe, and then eventually back from Europe to America. They talk about the soil of this area of Idaho, and just amazing how much of the nation's potatoes are raised here in Idaho. They just had the right type of soil for potatoes, and they grew really well, and they do very well here. They show some of the old ways of harvesting and how that's changed over the years to the newer style of harvesting, which they can, of course, harvest more and faster. And of course, being a potato museum, they had peelers, mashers, and of course the world's largest sprinkler. They did a very good job on the museum itself and a plethora of information. It was also neat to see all the different potato-themed oddities that they have collected over the years, from stuffed toys to salt and pepper shakers to gravy boats. just all kinds of different things, along with all that the potato has been used for, and how it's grown, the equipment used. We had some of the equipment on display as well. The museum itself started in 1988, 1989, around that area. And again, it's a very well put together museum with a lot of interesting artifacts and interesting information. Amazing how things changed from folks carrying bags strapped over them to harvest the potato, to industrialized equipment to harvest the potato, to the tractors being used with specialized equipment being towed behind the tractors, and just over the decades how things have changed. There's also a small potato-themed cafe attached inside the building. We went and had some tater tots and double-cooked potatoes. They took baked potatoes, cut them into slices, and then deep-fried the slices. I really liked those. Those are really good. And the Spudnik equipment was named during the times of the space wars, I guess, between America and Russia, and Sputnik was kind of their idea behind changing it to Spudnik. It was a good time. We enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.